to another video from Igning. Today you might have noticed that we're on a smaller account. This is one of my farm accounts that I actually don't play anymore, but seeing how my main account is in Island currently, the only one that's on the server that I can discuss this topic is my farm that I don't play anymore. Today's topic, which was asked by somebody that's in my Discord, was how do I run things and run the buffs as king, which will tie directly into a video I've made previously about how to run a server. But before that, I have to go in and support our sponsor, which is UPTO. They sponsor my entire YouTube channel. And they are a third-party application for Android only at the moment that allows you, which ties directly into Google so you don't lose your account or anything like that, but allows you to get anywhere from 5 to 40% off on any in-game purchase. I have a video down in the description below discussing exactly how to do this properly, as well as the link will be on the screen now. Now, with this, I mean, even if you're only buying $1 packs a week, you can buy one $1 pack one week, and the next week it'll probably be free. So it's a great tool, and as far as actual gameplay wise, I use it a lot for when I'm actually fighting or anything like that, because the stability is a lot better than what Google Play has to offer. Now with that, again, in the description down below, there'll be a link to my Discord, as well as a link to this, as well as a link to UPTO and how you can do that. With the Discord is a community tool, so there's absolutely no bullying, bashing, anything like that, or else you're going to be banned permanently from the room. And on top of that, as we gain traction with not only YouTube and with different sponsors, the first 3 months of any monetary gain that I get from my content, 100% of it will be given back to the people through a monthly raffle. Now, we have certain limits we have to hit with some of the sponsors, but when we hit that limit, there'll be an immediate draw. Now, with that, there's 100% that's going to be given back, but the only ones that are eligible are those that are in my Discord and subscribed on YouTube. So invite your friends, let's grow accounts together, see what we can do. All right, so getting right into the topic. Somebody asked with the king buff, what do you do? I've already discussed how to lead a proper server, and a lot of that discussed about, being honest and open and talking to people and such like this. But this is going to go more into directly the buffs and positions and such as that. So positions, you almost always want to be not only giving to the right people on the right day, but you also want to kind of share the love. For us, we got a kind of a more dead server to where our alliance is probably the only ones that actually are extremely active. So it makes sense to give the buffs to those in our alliance. But you still want to try to characterize towards those that actually need it to be able to progress, or those that can actually potentially use the buff. Like, you got Queen that has the Gathering buff. I know I'm probably one of the worst for that because I always give that to my wife. But she's my queen, and she still does pretty well on Gathering Day most of the time. Brainiac, obviously, that's going to be for Evolution Day. So you can give it to anybody you want, and you can always take it back just to give it to somebody that actually needs it on Evolution Day. Counselor, not really helpful unless you're in the early game. The Soldier Hatch speed is a little bit alright. But frankly, pretty early on in the game, Soldier Hatch doesn't really become a problem unless you got you just got T10 or something like that, and that's when it really helps. Then you got the Guard, which is best for SVS Day because, of course, the Soldier and attack and Soldier and defense. It's also good for Groundhog Day. Versatile is pretty useless. You can use it as a secondary for Evolution Day, but aside from that, it's just kind of a thank you kind of card. And then you have Construction Speed, obviously would be for Construction Day. Harvester is mostly for Gathering Day. And then Aries, obviously, for War Days or Groundhog Days. Now, you also get gifts, which I can't show it right now, but yeah, actually I can. Battle Reward. You get 5 Guardsman pack, 10 Winter packs, and 20 Ally packs. Usually I end up giving those mostly to my alliance. Now, if it's a more full server, I'll give it to people that are also loyal to our alliance, just as a thank you. So, I mean, they get various gifts, like a little bit of healing speeds and resources. It's not really much. It's nothing to write home about. But you always want to give those out just to make people feel appreciated, especially if they don't get a title. Now, for King's Privilege. So, for these, Thriving Anthill, you can use it on 2 different days. Gathering Day or on Warzone Day. But for Gathering Day, you really don't want to activate this until everybody has pulled back their marches from Gathering, because it can mess up people's timers and really ruin what they've already been doing, especially if they've been pre-gathering. If you don't know what pre-gathering is, you can look at my previous videos about how to do SVS, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. Because some of us time that down to the fucking minute. And if you pop that shit, oh, we're fucked. That we just lost all those points. So you want to be cautious of that. Colony mobilization, a useless skill, to be honest. That's something I would never waste your Warzone points on. Full speed march. Warzone march speed plus 10% for 8 hours. This is helpful during the actual fighting of Warzone, but really only in the beginning servers when, you know, there's a lot more activity and such, to where it really does make a difference. That also applies to colony assistance, which is Warzone and healing speed plus 10%. Really only applies during Warzone Day, and only if you actually have a server you're fighting that is extremely active. Now, the newest one that they added is Peaceful Gathering, which Peaceful Gathering is great if you have rogues on the server. So what that does is, basically on building day, which is your pre-gathering day, and then gathering day, it puts a shield, it makes it so nobody can attack a tile, which is perfect for rogue servers, rogues, whatever you got going on, to make sure that that gathering day is as peaceful as possible. Now, as far as, again, the selection of who you put in position, the selection of who you give the gifts to, it really depends on what kind of server you're running, which you're going to have to refer to my previous video about that to kind of determine what kind of server you are running as the king. But anyway, with that, I hope this all helped, and Eggman's out. We'll see you in the next one.